In the beginning, I was really overwhelmed and I didn't really know what I was going to do. I really truly only took on knowledge building in January because I was introduced to it in October. And then I started the webinars in November and took some time over December and January to figure out, okay, how is this going to look like in my classroom? The learning that has been taken place in those 6 months has been a lifelong event for my students. I really think that now they're going to look back and they can say to themselves, they're knowledge builders themselves. In the beginning, it looked very different. And I remember even, when I first started my social studies unit and we took out those textbooks and we read that chapter 9 together and we, highlighted the textbook and we asked ourselves, 4 questions, 1, 3, 5, and 7, and we all answered it. And hearing my students say to me, Mr. Frenza, we're knowledge builders because textbook teaching is one perspective of learning, but now as a knowledge builder, we all come to the circle with a different opinion and a different theory, and we prove our theories and we test our theories and we hear from each other. Every student is provided with an opportunity to share their learning in a different way. And everyone learns differently from each other. They're having, discourse with each other in a circle forum, and they're sharing and building upon each other's knowledge. And that's huge assessment for me because it's building upon their oral communication. It's helping them to think differently about science concepts in their everyday life, and they're making meaningful and rich connections. I have different type of learners. I have learners who like to learn from each other. I have learners who like to learn by themselves. But I also have different learning styles of students where textbook-driven type of learning disengages my students. They don't feel motivated in the learning, and I look back to at the beginning of the year when that was a big part of my practice because teachers use textbooks, like that's what we're used to using. And now I look back and I think about where they were in the beginning, and those students were very disengaged in my lessons and they weren't very motivated to learn and they didn't see themselves as a valuable member of the classroom culture. And now I look back and I'm at a place at the final week of grade 5, and I look at these particular students who are engaged in the learning, who go into the computer lab and they're sharing their knowledge, and students are asking them, how do I do this, and how do I post a video, and how do I use my theory on Knowledge Forum, and it gives them the confidence, and they're wanting to be involved in the learning, and no knowledge is not a valuable piece of information. And even a smallest piece of information that a student in the beginning of the year would not want to share because they wouldn't think that their learning is valuable. But in the knowledge building forum, they're feeling that their voice is heard and their knowledge is useful because even their one sentence that they may give me only takes it to the next level, and other students are sharing from their own knowledge, and it was them that started that process. So for me, knowledge building not only provides students with their own voice, it really drives their learning, and it provides them with opportunities to build their confidence and be engaged in the learning. My special needs students and my students who really need extra support, and through Knowledge Forum, where they're able to take their own natural curiosity about something that they're interested in and post something on the forum and have another student go into that forum and take what they're learning and build on and asking them a question to think critically and to think differently about something that they started. It builds their confidence, it builds their self-esteem, and they feel that they're a valuable member of the classroom culture community. Knowledge building has really opened a whole new perspective for me as a teacher because I now can help develop students become critical thinkers and help them be prepared for the future and changing how they think outside of the box, and being open to think about how to become problem solvers and how their voice is the central part of their learning. I don't have to sit in front of the classroom, and I don't have to open up a textbook, and I don't have to sit there and directly teach them, but I can now be a facilitator for them. witnessing my students in knowledge building and sharing from each other and taking their own learning and their inquiry-based learning and hearing them say to me, Mr. Frenza, you're now a facilitator and we're the teachers and we're the drivers of our own learning is one of the greatest experiences that I've encountered.